Sorry, I'm just going to interview my great granny.
Hello?
Hello, great granny. It's Georgie.
Hello, Georgie, darling. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm all right. I know you've got all your cousins there at the moment.
Yes, we have.
I bet you're very good at looking after them, aren't you?
Oh, thank you.
Oh, well, you're a good girl. I'm so sorry I'm not there too. So, what's the weather like?
It's quite rainy, actually.
Oh, darling, what a shame.
I know.
It's very grey in London, but it's very warm.
Oh.
So it's not very nice either. Never mind. So, have you broken up from school now?
No, a little bit more.
Oh, soon then anyway. It will be soon.
Great granny,
Yes.
for my school homework, I have to, ask you about when you were younger, and I've got a questionnaire. Do you think I could ask you some questions?
Yes, of course you can, darling.
Okay, thank
Anyway,
you.
go on.
What was it like during all the fighting in the war, and did it affect you and your family?
Well, I had to go away because I was in the Navy, so I trained in this country, and I was in some big air raids, but then I went out to South Africa.
Oh, wow. Where did you sleep during the war, and what did you feel like?
What did I use? Say that again.
Where did you sleep during the war, and what did you feel like?
Well, if there was an air raid on, you had to sleep in an air raid shelter. Did you say sleep or eat?
Sleep.
Sleep. Yes, you had to sleep in an air raid shelter because the bombs were falling. And sometimes it was a bit boring because you were down there for a long time and nothing happened. But sometimes you were pleased to be down there because there's all this noise of bombs.
Yeah.
Frightening. It was a bit frightening, darling. It really was. I'm glad you don't have to.
Yeah. When you were around my age, did you and your family go on holiday? And if you did, how did you get there? Where did you go? And what did you do?
Well, we used to go and stay with my granny. My granny, that would be my mummy's mummy.
Yeah.
And she lived in, well, it was South London, really. But she had a lovely cottage and a garden. And my daddy was very good at taking us out to do things. And I went to the pictures, to the cinema to see a film for the first time when I stayed there.
Oh, wow.
When I was about your age, I went to the pictures for the first time with my daddy when I was on holiday at my granny's.
How did your family survive in the war? For example, food, water and clothes.
Well, it was very difficult because we had a ration book. Everybody had a book which said how much you could have, tiny little bits of cheese and a little bit of bacon and very small amounts. So you had to be very clever to make something you could eat out of that. If you were lucky and you had lots of vegetables, you could make things, but it was very hard, and you never saw anybody who was fat.
Oh. During the war, did anyone related to you get hurt? And if they did, what did they hurt?
Well, related to me, no.
Okay.
A great friend was killed.
Oh.
He was in a bombing raid, and he was killed.
Oh. Sad.
Yes, very sad. He was a great friend. He was a lovely young man. He was only about 22, and he was good fun.
When you were my age, what kind of things did you learn at school?
Oh, How old are you now, darling? Are you 10 or 11?
I'm 9.
You're 9. Well, 9, we had to do sums, a lot of proper arithmetic. We had to know all our tables and how to multiply and subtract and divide and all that.
Yeah.
We were taught, because we didn't have any adding up machines or anything, so the arithmetic was quite difficult. We were always taught to read very early, so we read all the sorts of children's books, and that was nice. I've always liked that.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
When you were little, what jobs did your parents do? And when you were older, did you have a job? If you did, what was it?
Well, my daddy was in the Navy. He was a regular officer in the Navy. He wasn't just doing it because there was a war.
Yeah.
He joined the Navy, so he was always in the Navy. That's what he did. And my mummy never did anything but look after us.
Uh-huh.
My big sister Maggie always wanted to do something with clothes. She used to make clothes for all the family out of anything she could find. And she was very clever. I didn't have a job. No, we didn't have jobs when we were little at all. No.
What style were your clothes when you were little? And how were they different to ours? Do you have any pictures you could send me?
Oh, no, not as when I was little.
Yeah.
I haven't got any, because that was a long time ago, you see. Well, we were all rather well-dressed. We didn't wear trousers. All little girls were in skirts. Nobody wore trousers. And we didn't have tights. We had stockings. And, we were very nicely dressed, but not casual and not very comfortable, really. We had lovely winter coats. We always had a nice winter coat. And I once had a white winter coat, which Granny, my mummy, thought was lovely. But I hated it because when I was wearing it one day, a horrid little boy shouted out and he said, "Hello, Snowball."
Oh.
But I was wearing my white coat.
Where did you live when you were young, and was it a town or a village?
Well, I moved around a lot because my father was in the Navy, so I moved to wherever he was, and it was always places miles from anywhere. That we were always living in odd, out-of-the-way places. Never lived in a town.
Did you have any pets, and if you did, what were they?
I once had a cat called Billy, and he was very big and fat, and he was a very good hunter. In fact, he used to catch rabbits, if you can believe it.
Wow.
He was a real killer, but he was very friendly. He used to sleep on my bed, but my mother didn't like that.
Oh.
Anyway.
You were telling me about Great-Grandpa being a Spitfire pilot in World War II. Please may you tell me some more details?
What would you like to know?
Well, like what he did and what happened to him and how many years he did it for.
He started in this country, lying in Kent. He was at an airfield in Kent.
Uh-huh.
And he flew across the Channel to France, which was occupied by the Germans.
Wow.
And he went across in his Spitfire and machine gunned and dropped bombs and stuff. And sometimes when he came back, they'd find he'd got holes in his aeroplane where he'd been shot at.
Yeah, he was very lucky.
Yes, he was very lucky. A lot of his friends were killed, but he did get back all right. He once nearly had to jump out in his parachute.
Gosh.
Because they hit his oil tank, and there was oil all over the cockpit, and he he couldn't see out of the front so well, but he thought he wasn't going to jump out. He would just go gently until he drove it or he flew it very carefully, and he managed to get back all right.
Wow.
I think he was very pleased when he got back.
Well, thank you very much. That's all of my questions you've answered. Thank you.
That's all right, darling. Well, you can, anything you can't remember, just make it up a bit. The war was different for everybody, but none of us had enough to eat. That's
Okay.
certain.
Thank you.
All right, my darling. Bless you. I love you. See you soon.
Love you.
Big hugs. Have a lovely time.
Bye. That was all my great granny's answers, so thank you for listening. Bye.